Welcome everyone. My name is Gary Daniels. I'm with LMU Community TV and WLMU Cumberland Gap Radio FM 91.3. And I'm in historic downtown Middlesboro, Kentucky at the Palace. And this is the opening night for the 4th annual Levitt at Middlesboro Music Series. And tonight the performances have just come to a close, and with me is Devon Gilfillian. Devon, it's good to have you here, man.
Thank you for having me, Gary.
Yes, indeed. Well, yesterday you called the station and we had a great visit on WLMU radio, and here we are tonight. It's after the performance.
We're here.
We're here. Tell me what it was like, first off, the energy on the stage between you and your fellow musicians and in the audience.
The stage was beautiful, by the way. It was just all these cool little carpets. The vibe was really nice. You know, we got sounding good and everything. So it was, you know, everything was set up for you know, success. And,
yes.
And once we got up there, I didn't expect to see all those people out there. It was really cool just to look out and see, you know, chairs and people just all the way yards and yards back. So that was, for me, that feeds energy into me. So we were feeling it tonight. It was awesome.
Well, the music was fantastic. I was out there myself, and it's really great, especially for an opening night, to have such, as you say, there's this energy and the music, and when I'm working the camera for the video aspect of it, I'm actually feeling and seeing this energy between the musicians and the artist and the audience, and it's wonderful, especially when you have families out there. You have the whole, in this area, the tri-state community coming together to celebrate free live music in downtown Middlesboro. And you know, it's a great revitalization effort, and of course there's a farmer's market, arts and crafts, plus vendors on site for food and concessions. But the heart of it all is the music. And here you're the opening act. Well, we had Jocelyn and Sweet Compression as opening act at 6:30. Folks, that was fantastic music.
Her voice is outstanding.
It's velvet, is it not?
It really is.
And I could say that about your voice as well. You're very smooth indeed. And here you are, the headliner, and there's this great performance that ensues for the night. And lots of, just a great night for the Levitt series and for downtown Middlesboro and the tri-state area. But for our viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your musical influences, and how your music has evolved, where it has took you, but where it will take you in the future.
Totally. So I'm from outside of Philadelphia originally, from a small town, Morton, Pennsylvania, and I grew up listening to hip hop, and you know, really when I was a kid, I wanted to be a music producer, and I was all into, you know, Pharrell and Ludacris and Clips and all this hip hop music, right? And so it wasn't until when I was 14 I started playing guitar where I fell in love with Jimi Hendrix, Duane Allman, Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, and started listening to like all this classic rock. And I kind of, you know, I sang all my life. I sang in chorus, you know, from elementary school up until high school, but never really like had confidence in my own voice and knew what I wanted my voice to sound like. But I kind of sang almost because I was the only one that could kind of sing in you know, high school bands coming up, and you know, we would cover like Black Keys and some Zeppelin stuff and that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until college where I really like got comfortable with accompanying myself on guitar and singing at the same time. Like playing like 4-hour acoustic sets in bars and stuff, with, you know, kind of background music and stuff like that.
Right.
But I definitely, you know, that's where I got my chops and got comfortable playing in front of people. But yeah, so really end of college was when I started like actually writing my own music, and I never really played in front of people. But once I moved down to Nashville, that's when I really, like, a lot of writers and musicians were down there, and they encouraged me to like, especially my drummer, when I met him, I was working at a restaurant called City Winery, music venue restaurant, and he was like, dude, what are you doing, man? Like, why aren't you playing playing your own music. Your voice is insane. And at that point, I had like a SoundCloud that I wrote. You know, I had a song on that I wrote, and he was like, dude, we gotta put an EP together. And so eventually we did. John Small was like, all right, come on, let's do it. Got Taylor Thompson, my bass player, and then our buddy Jesse Thompson. Him and John kind of co-produced the EP, and now here we are. It kind of snowballed into all this stuff, into Capitol Records, and then also, and actually before that we found our agent Buster Phillips. He poured gasoline on the whole thing. And we got rolling, and so that's like a short kind of mix match,
Right.
condensed version of it.
Well, where does the journey now take you? You know, here we are tonight, and here you are in Middlesboro, Kentucky, and the crowd was so receptive, by the way, in receiving you tonight, and and I can imagine what it must be like when you're on the road. But where is your music journey taking you? I mean, here you are now based in Nashville, and you're touring. What are some of the places you have toured, and where do you plan on touring in the future?
Well, this is the most I've ever toured in my life. I haven't been on the road, you know, for more than 2 years. Not even, probably like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And but we've gotten, you know, down to Texas and Dallas, Houston, Austin, you know, all the way up through Kansas to Chicago to Wisconsin, and we actually just did a big Northeast tour. We did Toronto and up in past Montreal and Montreal, and we've gotten around quite a bit now. We're, you know, hopefully trying to jump across the pond and get over to Europe, maybe before 2019. We'll see. But you know, for me, I want to go everywhere. I want to take this around the whole world.
A global journey for you.
Absolutely.
And what's it like with the audiences and how they affect your music writing, or do they affect in each performance, in each region of the country, or up into Canada and the communities? How does that affect you and your bandmates, especially when it comes to creating the music, but also writing the music?
I mean, you know, I think, you know, right now is, you know, in the world, we're kind of living in this crazy age, and you know, I think more than anything, you know, the world needs to, you know, spread love and kindness and accepting of people that are coming from different backgrounds and different places, and that's what I personally want to, you know, instill in my music. And I definitely, you know, for me, when I'm writing music, I want people to feel that, but I also want people to dance and move and shake it and get up and have a good time.
That's
so
right. You got to rock with it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's those are the things I kind of have in mind when I'm writing. I'm like, all right, how do we get people out of their seats and dancing and moving?
So you're writing to the people, but yet at the same time, the music is writing to you as well. I mean, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it has to go through me. I have to, you know, feel it in order to preach it. You know?
Certainly. Now, as you mentioned, you know, this is a strange age, and there is a lot of sadness, division, frustration, aggravation. But the one thing I have found with music is there's this healing quality to it. It
100%.
creates reconciliation. It creates dialogue. It creates friendships.
Yep.
And it creates a family, I think. And that's something I think it transcends the whole world is music. Yep. And here you are a part of this. You're part of this machine of music. Not a machine. You're the heart of music. And you're writing to the world, man. And
that's right.
And that's right. Now you're working on an album too, I understand. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're working on a record right now with we're working with this guy Sean Everett. He's from Canada. He lives in LA, and he's just honestly just like this fireball of sunshine and happiness and creativity, and he's one of the most inspirational people that I know, and we're having a lot of fun out in LA. We're working on it now. We're hopefully going to be done by the winter so that we can release it early next year.
And when listeners and viewers go to your website and other social media, they'll get that information then. And how can viewers and listeners find you?
If you go to devongmusic.com, or if you Google Devon, Devon Gilfillian, Gilfillian, then you can find me on there, and just find me on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And we always post when our dates are coming up and new music and stuff like that. So
Now, what's your next gig?
we're gonna be in Durham, North Carolina tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then next weekend we're at Floyd Fest in Floyd, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and then also Exponential Festival in Camden, New Jersey. And then after that, we do have that festival up in Edmonton, Alberta. And then after that, we're kind of jumping all over the place. We had a couple festivals in the early fall. What's Pilgrimage in
Mhm.
Franklin, Tennessee, and then a bunch of other stuff. That's you gotta get off the website.
Hey, before we close here, do tell, how do you describe your music? And you are a singer-songwriter, and with that, some of the genre influences as well. You mentioned artists earlier on, but how do you describe your music to a listener and to the viewer?
I always say rhythm and blues, because I feel like rhythm and blues kind of encapsulates blues, rock, and rhythm and blues kind of evolved into rock and roll. So rock and roll, it's a combination. Like I was saying, I think I mentioned like Jimi Hendrix is like this guy who just took all these different genres, rhythm and blues, psychedelic rock, blues, and soul music, and like threw it into a pot and set it on fire, and so that's kind of like what I want to do, and I want to incorporate sounds from today that can kind of push that forward. So
Right.
So yeah, I would say like rhythm and blues, rock and roll.
Is there a neo soul influence there as well?
Definitely. I love like Erykah Badu, and I've been listening to a lot of Daniel Caesar. Have you heard of him, Daniel
I
Caesar?
haven't, but I'm going on a journey now.
I'll put him on your radar. He's definitely great neo soul. But yeah, I love anything that has soul or gospel in it, or anything that has just emotion in it. I'm all about.
And what we were talking about, with the healing and the love, is gospel music. Has it been a foundation for you? Because I'm finding that with different artists that I've visited with, is that is a foundation with the family. There's gospel music, where it's gospel blues or other various styles of gospel.
I grew up kind of going to church. Most of my band, they grew up in church more than I did, but I discovered gospel through the Staple Singers, and really that was what kind of like I would watch Mavis Staples sing and be like, whoa,
Oh, Lord, yeah.
what is she channeling right now? Like there's something bigger, and to me that's what gospel music is. It's the connection from humans to God, and
Certainly.
and to whoever you think is up there, and whatever the bigger thing is. It's, to me, that's what gospel is, and gospel is that's the earliest. That is music.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the main pillars and one of the main roots. Now, you mentioned the Staple Singers. I was watching an old video of a performance of Mavis and the entire family, and she was singing "Pray On," and that just keeps grabbing at me. I can hear it in my heart and hear it in my mind, but just watching her sing, and that's something I love about musicians, and I can say that about this gentleman right here. When you see him perform, man, there is this.
I got stanky guitar face.
It carries on to the next performance, I guess, doesn't it?
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you here. I know you've got to get on the road. You came earlier from Cleveland, Ohio to Middlesboro, Kentucky for the Levitt series here, and you're heading over to North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
So here it is. It's late in the evening. We're at the Palace in downtown Middlesboro with Devon Gilfillian. It has been a great honor and a great
Gary.
pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And do know this, our studios at WLMU,
Yeah.
Cumberland Gap Radio, they're open to you, so if you're passing through this way,
Oh man,
you have a place, you have a home, indeed. And
Thank you,
then also with LMU Community TV, we have a nice little TV studio there. Maybe we can
I would love that.
have a visit, have a performance, and let us know. I'll be in touch with you on that, and it's just great to have you here once again.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Great pleasure. My name's Gary Daniels. I'm with LMU Community TV and WLMU Cumberland Gap Radio FM 91.3. Again, here at the Palace in historic downtown Middlesboro as part of the 4th annual Levitt Amp Middlesboro Music Series. Until next week, my friends.